Hello everyone, welcome to Phoenix International Raceway for the qualifying for the Best Buy 300. This is going to be the qualifying for the second race of the Mobil 1 Cup Series for Season 3. Now, you're probably wondering why we're still having the qualifying races. Well, the voting happened, the arguments were made, and there was one person that said that if he never makes it into a points race, he would never get to see himself race here on this channel. That was what clinched it. I want everybody to be able to see themselves race on here, whether they're racing for points, whether they're racing to get into the race. So that's why we're doing this. We are going to keep the qualifying races on the NNSCRA Sports channel. So, with that said, we have 36 drivers that are going to try and race their way into 7 spots that are available in the Best Buy 300. Now, at this point, one driver is already entered into the race, even though he is in this qualifying race, and that is, of course, our defending champion, Timmy Pacioli, who finished outside the top 35 at our Daytona race, the Samsung 200. So, or was it Samsung 300? Yeah, Samsung 300. But anyway, what's going to happen here is one of two scenarios. If Timmy Pacioli ends up finishing inside the top 7, then, or if he finishes inside the top 6, if he finishes inside the top 6, then the top 7 drivers, including Pacioli, will transfer into the race. If Pacioli finishes outside the top 7, or outside of the top 7, the top 6, along with Pacioli, will qualify in. So, hopefully I've made that clear. I almost confused myself, but these drivers are going to roll off. They're going to complete their pace laps. We're going to show you the starting lineup and come back for 16 laps of racing. So here we go, Jake Baskinger alongside of Brandon Parsons. We'll start off this race. Ray Wilson and Lisa Shears on the inside there in 3rd and 5th. They were in the Samsung 300 but finished outside the top 35. They're going to have to race their way into the second race of the season as they'll head into turn 1. This is a very slick track. You see them slide up the racetrack, and Ray Wilson will take the lead. Ooh, a little close there off that turn. But Ray Wilson going to take and put it out in front in that number 5 car. Slipping back into 2nd, now actually into 3rd, is Jake Baskinger, as Lisa Shears going to go by in for that spot, and the caution is waving. Caution is out for the first time today. We're going to take a look at a replay and see who was involved. Okay, here's a look at what happens. Look up here. There's Carter Keselowski in the 54, Levi Shones in the 27, and Tim Walsh in the 15. I think they're the ones that are going to get together up there. Down here, you got the 28 of Justin Perry. You've got the 01 of Joshua Osborne. You've got the 33 of Logan Wilson. Let's see if contact's made in those two particular places. There's the first bit of contact right there. Carter Keselowski into Tim Walsh right there. Joshua Osborne gets into Logan Wilson. And also back there you had the 42 turning our defending champion, Timmy Pacioli, but I think he got away without any damage. Right there you got Bill James. He gets contact with Carter Keselowski in the 38 car. Jay Juke and Robert Band do a great job getting by this. And there you see John Dawson in the 46, or Joey Dawson rather. Oh, and the 42 just gets into him. And look at the 01 car. That's some pretty heavy damage there. A lot of rear end damage to the Logan Wilson machine as well as to Carter Keselowski. So a lot of drivers coming away with a lot of damage after that Cement Oscon kind of get held up back there, but I think he sustained no damage in the 19. This then happened when coming down to the caution flag. Look at here into turn 1. You got Lisa Shears, Brent McCaleb, Jake Baskinger, our pole sitter right there. Jesse Kaplan's going to get into Brent McCaleb in the 9. Ashton Brabb is in the back of him. And look at this. Brandon Parsons, Brent McCaleb, Jake Baskinger, and Jesse Kaplan all up and into the outside retaining wall. That's a lot of the front runners involved in that wreck right there, and that could play out big into who's going to transfer and who isn't. Lights are out atop the pace car, as we will get ready to go back to green on lap 6 of 16. 3 drivers are out of this race. They are Jesse Kaplan, Joshua Osborne, and Justin Perry. Here's the way they'll line up for the restart. Ray Wilson leads, Lisa Shears is second. Jake Baskinger, even with the rear end damage, still running third. Same for Brent McCaleb, who was in fourth. Brandon Parsons has front end damage, but he's running fifth. Ashton Brab is in sixth, and seventh is Joseph Lombard. Now, going to these guys here, these three, Baskinger, McCaleb, and Brandon Parsons, the reason they're still running there, I'll tell you exactly why. They want to make the race, regardless of anything. If they have to go to a backup car, they will, but they'll do it after they've qualified into the race. Going back from 7th, we've got Dylan Poteet. He's got rear end damage to his 14. You got Danny Wells in 9th. Wes McCall is in 10th. It's Jacob Bell in 11th. Barney Ward in 12th. James Qualls 13th. Steven Gonzalez runs in 14th. And 15th right now is Bill Raymond. Green flag is back out. Ray Wilson leads the way. Lisa Shears there as well. You saw Brandon Parsons jump out to the inside there. I think he's slowed down now after that damage, and I think he's going to lose several positions. However, the rear end damage to both Jake Baskinger and Brent McCaleb don't seem to have affected them any. They're still there in 3rd and 4th in those 2 Ford Mustangs. As Ray Wilson and Lisa Shears will lead him off turn 4. Caution is out once more. I think we're going to see that a lot in these qualifying races. We had that in the trucks as well. Cautions breed cautions, especially when it's a desperate situation to try and get into a race. So let's see what I ran to the caution for. Well, here's a look at what happened. This was from about the 5th position on back right there. Danny Wells gets clipped by Dylan Poteet. It sends him up into Brandon Parsons and Joseph Lombard. Ashton Brab got a piece of it. Wes McCall was involved. And look at this. It's just going to block up the racetrack. Nowhere for anyone to go. Look at Bill Raymond come into the picture there. He's going to just barely get through here, I think. Nope, he's involved. See Ryan Juke back there. Logan Ryan. Wes McCall got nailed by Quentin Hagler and Jay Juke. Back there, there's even more contact between Robert Band. Carter Keselowski goes for a spin. Chevy Gilliam may have damage. Levi Shones, I think, was involved. Thomas Bush, I think, got some of it. Dunn LaPrade has a whole bunch of front-end damage. Same for Logan Wilson back there in the 33. And then it wasn't over. We also had something happen back here that involved Bill Raymond and Thomas Bush once more. There it is, right there. Yep, Carter Keselowski. Remember, he spun, came back up the racetrack right in front of Levi Shones and Bill Raymond. And here comes Thomas Bush in the 05 car. Bam! Nowhere to go. Brandon Parsons also involved. Dunn LaPrade, Joseph Lombard, they're involved. And look at Timmy Pacioli coming into the picture here. Does he get through it? Oh, yes he does. Just barely. Wow. Same for Christian Janes. I think Christian Janes, Cement Ozcon, Timmy Pacioli, and Tim Walsh may have all wrecked further back. Let's take a look. And that is indeed the case. The wreck that occurred up ahead of them, they all backed up and end up having like a second wreck, a chain reaction wreck here. Here they all are starting to get going here, but they're held up there. There you see Dunn LaPrade, Logan Wilson. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of cars. John Dawson, Christian Janes, Tim Walsh, Timmy Pacioli, and Cement Ozcon all caught up in that as well. We didn't see them in the picture there the first time, but they were involved as well. Alright, so the field is dwindling down, so are the laps, and so is the time left to be able to get yourself into the Best Buy 300. So here's the way that it's looking as far as the drivers that are out. Levi Shones is retired, Tim Walsh, Dunn LaPrade, Joseph Lombard, Bill Raymond, Thomas Bush, and they join Jesse Kaplan, Joshua Osborne, and Justin Perry. We've got 2 cars that are 1 lap down, and they are Quentin Hagler and Jay Juke, but they are not up here on the inside line because we have less than 10 laps to go. Here's the way they line up for, I think, what would be the last time we'd be able to get back under green, or else we'd have a 1-lap shootout. Ray Wilson leads, Lisa Shears is second, Jake Baskinger, Brent McCaleb, and Dylan Poteet are the top 5. Jacob Bell runs in the, I can't see, 6th position. Ashton Brab is in 7th. Now, right now, Jacob Bell would be the last driver to transfer with these other 5 because Timmy Pacioli is running outside of the top 6. Green flag back out, maybe for the last time today, unless a wreck occurred here. Then we would end up going right under the caution and have a 1-lap shootout. However, they did make it around for 1 green flag lap, we would then end this race under caution. Oh, there's a wreck back there. Dylan Poteet. Oh my goodness, they saved it. But look at James Qualls coming up the inside line. Wow, look at that 09 car out of nowhere, James Qualls. But is the caution out? Ooh, Timmy Pacioli's smoking. Caution, any caution? Yes. There is a caution, and it may have been for our defending champ, Timmy Pacioli. Let's take a look. Now, Timmy Pacioli's engine blew coming to the restart. This is the actual reason that we are under the caution flag. Right here, Carter Keselowski's going to get a little tap from John Dawson in the 46 right there. It's going to send him up into the lap car of Quentin Hagler, and they're just going to go up into the fence. Those three cars. Smet Oscon does a good job getting by it. And that puts us under the caution, and we may end up finishing this race with a one-lap shootout. Now we are watching the top six since Timmy Pacioli has retired due to an engine failure. So the lights are out atop the pace car, which means that we will have a one-lap shootout. Whether the caution comes out or not will not matter. They will race it back to the line. The top six will transfer in along with defending champion Timmy Pacioli, who has retired due to a gearbox problem. The other drivers that have retired due to that wreck are nobody. Everybody else looks like they have been able to continue. Here are the top six right now. Ray Wilson, Lisa Shears, Jake Baskinger, Dylan Poteet, James Qualls is now up to 5th, and Jacob Bell is in the coveted 6th position. Guys that are going to try and knock him off include Brent McCaleb in 7th, 8th Steven Gonzalez, 9th Joshua Perry, and Barney Ward in 10th. They got Ashton Brad, Bill James, Ryan Juke, Robert Ban, and Logan Ryan, the rest of the top 15. There's Christian James, there's Logan Wilson, there's Robert Ban, a lot of our regulars trying to race their way back into this. And I'll tell you what, if a wreck occurred, there's no saying that they might not finish with a top 6 finish. It could happen. But we are ready for one lap that will decide the 6 drivers that will join Timmy Pacioli in the Best Buy 300. Green flag is out. Now, we know that Ray Wilson's there, Lisa Shears, Jake Baskinger, and all of them. We're going to watch from this 7th position on back. As a matter of fact, the 7th position has been taken away, and it now belongs to Brent McCaleb. Actually, the 6th position we're talking about, actually. Jacob Bell holds it. Now, he's got to hold that 6th position in order to transfer in. He's going underneath Dylan Poteet. He's getting close to James Qualls, but he will transfer in, along with Dylan Poteet, James Qualls, Lisa Shears, Jake Baskinger, and our race winner, Ray Wilson. And there was no caution either. So let's take a look at the finishing order. Wilson, Shears, Baskinger, Qualls, Poteet, Bell, they will transfer in to the Best Buy 300. Brent McCaleb just misses, so does Barney Ward, Joshua Perry, Bill James, and Robert Ban. It's going to be tough season for him here in the Mobil Cup Series, as he's going to have to try and qualify his way back in to next week's race. And don't right off the top of my head remember where that's going to be. But you can take a look here, see where you finished. Christian James, another regular, finished in 18th. Logan Wilson, the same. He finishes in 19th. He will not be in the race. Looking further down here, Timmy Pacioli, defending champion, gets in due to the championship provisional. He has 5 of those. He is now going to use one of them. He'll have 4 heading into next week's race. So he finishes in 27th due to an engine failure. And so 7 drivers have transferred their ways in. The others will have to try again next time. Hope you enjoyed this race. Thanks for watching. Snickers Cup Series qualifying comes up next from Phoenix. You've been watching the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.